return, Kai had a hamstring there on one of the last few plays. Go ahead.
I mean, just how much did you guys need this one, just from an emotional standpoint?
Huge. I mean, you guys know how it is. You lose a couple in a row in the NFL, and it's tough. And we've lost 4 in a row, so that was very needed for a lot of people.
And what does this game kind of tell you about your team? And how you guys...
I mean, just the way they battled. I mean, not everything went perfect. You know, I know I would have liked us to stop them more on defense, but it was cool though. Never punted, which we needed. And then when it came down to the end, the D got him to punt, and then that last series they got that pick, which iced it. So it was a huge team win. We kept talking about whatever it would take to win is what we had to do, and we didn't care whether it was 2-0 or ended like that. I'm just really proud of the guys.
We talked last week about the struggle to find a play calling rhythm. At what point in this game did you feel that you did get that rhythm?
Yeah, I felt our offense. I mean, I feel like when you guys ask that question, it's more about me, but it's I felt the whole offense was in a rhythm, which makes me in a rhythm when I'm calling plays. But it was, you know, just the guys made a ton of plays out there, and then we were able to make some key ones on third down. I thought it was a little frustrating at the beginning because we felt like we were moving, and we kept getting between that 30 and 40 and couldn't keep it going. And finally, we did that more in the second half, which was great. And you know, we were just messing with Mitch because he had a baby yesterday, and we flew him out here to punt. At least he helped, though.
Talk about team effort, the Elijah Mitchell touchdown. Have you seen a play like
No,
that?
that was really cool, and that was you know, I think you could see a lot on one play, kind of what our team's feeling right now. We knew we had to hunker down. We knew we had to battle this week. We knew that would be a fight. I think it's a really good team that we just beat, and you can just see how important it was to all 11 guys out there because we needed all 11 to get them in that zone.
Kyle, what about the Debo play? And you've been kind of sluggish up to that point. How much of a spark was that? And
The screen?
the screen.
That was great. I mean, we had that was the first series of the third quarter, right? Yeah, those first 2 plays got us in a longer distance, especially with that penalty that we had, which was going to end up being the first time we were going to punt, especially being third and long there. And you give it to Debo trying to just flip the field and get it close to 4th down. But for him to hit it like that, everyone picked up their blocks, which gave him a clean lane. And Debo, who he was battling his calf all week, for him to be able to finish that out and get as close to the end zone was awesome.
Following up on that, how important was it to get those big plays? You hit the big one to him at the end of the first half, but just so you didn't have to keep kind of matriculating the ball. So
Oh, it's huge. When you get those big plays, I mean, it helps a ton. And we were hoping to get that the post to Debo. We tried a couple times in the game just to get the right look, and we got it right there. And the O-line protected great. Debo beat his guy. Jimmy made the right read and the right throw. And wish we would have finished with 7 there at the end, but at least allowed us to score before we went in a half.
What's your philosophy on that? I mean, because you look at it and you didn't leave yourself much time after that play, but obviously you don't want to give the ball back to the Bears. So how do you try to finesse that situation?
It comes down to third down and how many times they have, timeouts they have. If they didn't have those timeouts and stuff, then it doesn't matter. But when you're facing a third down and you don't know if you're going to get it, you want to take a little time off that clock. You want to make sure that you don't give them a chance to score. I believe they had 3 timeouts at the time, so that's a huge concern. When a team has 3 timeouts, if you go 3 and out, they get to do what we did, and I felt it was extremely important. They didn't have points at that time, especially with them starting with the ball in the third quarter. And when it's third down, I think there is time to go score, and at least a field goal. And with the big play, you got a chance for a touchdown. But if you don't convert that third, I think it was Dayuk that we converted the third down on. But if you didn't, at least you don't feel like you're making it a lot harder on them with 3 timeouts.
You talk so much about getting explosive runs. Do you have a sense for why you were able to unlock those today?
I mean, I thought from what it looks like, Elijah made some really good runs at the end of them. I think we gave him some clean lanes. That run defense, it's tough to get through those 5 on the line of scrimmage. And they didn't go 6 on the line as much as they have on tape. But our guys blocked well. He got through there, and I thought he got a lot more plays, or made a lot more plays than what it was just blocked for. So, and just the receivers blocking on the outside, everything allows you to get the big ones. And it would have been a much tougher day if we didn't get those big ones.
On Garoppolo's 2 touchdown runs, did those go as planned? And it looked like there was no consideration about bringing Trey in because he was in his coat and beanie.
Because he was what?
He was in his coat and beanie.
Yeah, I wanted to be safe with the packages for him this week. It was his first week back, so I wasn't going to just put him in there, just to run stuff like that. So he was ready to go if Jimmy got hurt. But no, the first one, we just timed out the motion wrong with the noise and stuff down there, and Debo tried to hit it, realized it was going to Debo, and he stopped, and Jimmy made a decision that he would just take it. I still thought he probably should have handed it to Debo, but when it was said and done, I thought he made a great decision. And then the last one, that was a zone read, so wherever the DN takes, the quarterback does the other.
Do you notice anything different about Jimmy during the game, after the game, coming home and winning the game, where he was from?
I mean, I thought he played real well. He seemed to, I don't think anything was bothering him as much in the game, seemed healthier. But I thought he had a hell of a game, and I thought the guys made some plays for him too. I thought it was a real good day for the offense.
Do you practice plays that go wrong, like on that, the Debo play? Does Jimmy know what to do?
Anytime, it just goes back forever, but anytime you have a running play and something happens where the back's not there, or in that case, Debo, the quarterback's supposed to run where the back's was supposed to go, and that's what Jimmy did.
I know you haven't had a chance to review the film, but it seems like Charlie Warren's been really good for you guys this last couple of weeks. What have you seen from him in his development, and what went into the decision to give him more reps than the last over there?
Charlie's we feel like he's been getting better and better. Him and Dwelly are two dependable guys that we count on, and they serve roles when Kittle's out there, but not having Kittle this last month, those guys have had to step it up, and Charlie's been getting healthier. He's been balancing stuff throughout the year, but he's a really good blocker, and he's got the speed to help us in the pass game, and he's taking advantage of his opportunities the more he's got to play, especially today. I think I agree with you. I'll see on the plane, but it seemed like he played real well.
What's your level of concern with Jimmy Ward's quad?
Pretty big concern. I don't know yet. But I think when you talk about pulling a quad, it's very similar to pulling a hamstring, and we'll see if that's the case on it.
Do you know how he heard it? He heard it on a specific play?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, you probably won't get as many quarterback questions this week. Is that disappointing to you at all?
I've gotten used to it. I don't know what else we'll talk about if we don't have that. No, I don't mind you guys not asking.
Who got the game ball tonight?
I gave one to Mitch's wife, Maddie, because I heard that she was very tough, and we kept getting checking in on them. Said he couldn't eat, he was throwing up, he was so nervous, so he didn't get one, she got one. And then I gave one to Jimmy, just coming back home in front of his fans, and I know his back was against the wall just like everybody else in their building, but for him to step up and play the way he did today, that was huge.
Is that Mitch's first child?
Yes.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
How important is it for you guys to keep moving Brandon Ayuk around? It seemed like he was in like number 2 and number 3, and that's like a converse.
Yeah, that BA, I don't know what his numbers were or anything, but BA played his butt off today. He was great. I knew he had a chance going into the game. He's strung together a number of good weeks here, and I felt like this was the main week where his game really went up in practice, where he gave me a lot of confidence throughout the week, gave the quarterbacks a lot of confidence, our team, and I could feel it from him all week, and I felt it today. So big props to BA today.
Best game of the season, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
This week you talked about Chicago's defense coming into this game, they like losing sacks, but looking, keeping Garoppolo relatively clean, and how they look at running to the line game. What are your thoughts on how the line held up?
I thought the line was great. I really have a lot of respect for that Chicago defense. Definitely it's nice not having Khalil out there, but they got good players all over. And I thought our line was a huge challenge. You got 96 out there, Hicks, and you got Quinn, and I don't think Jimmy. I know he didn't get sacked, I believe, and it seemed like he got hit too much, which allowed him to play at a high level and allowed me to call more passes than you don't know you can do on a Monday and Tuesday when you're watching their pass rush.
I don't know how much the outside talk gets inside the building, but clearly, Jimmy's under a lot of scrutiny and criticism from outside the building. So when you have a game where there's no turnovers and no punts, what does that do as far as just? It's got to be easier to play quarterback when people aren't calling for your head. So what does this kind of game do for him, just emotionally?
I think it's nice to maybe not have to listen to it as much for a week. I think Jimmy does it as good as anybody. Jimmy's not a social media guy. He's not a guy who's sitting there watching stuff. And I think he's been around the league long enough to know that stuff doesn't help you. But you have to answer questions too and stuff, so you're aware. But that goes with the territory. For always the quarterback, the coordinators, the head coach, that's part of this business. And that's what we sign up for. And if you can't deal with it, you usually don't last. And he handled it very well this week.
We'll take some more.
There were no DPIs today, so how satisfying was that? And that's yeah.
I mean, very satisfying. I think we had one defensive holding, I think.
Yes.
But that was huge. You know, you guys have very well documented how much we struggled with that this year, big time. It's been rough, and we emphasized it a lot this week. And you know, going into this game, knew it would be a challenge because those guys they throw more deep shots than anyone in the NFL. So we were aware of it all week, and it was nice for those guys to step it up and play penalty free.
Well, you're impressed with Justin Fields. He ran for over 100 yards, and obviously you said the deep shots.
I was real impressed with him today. I mean, just some of the plays he made, especially the one touchdown, that was unbelievable. I think that was 4th down, right? You know, we had him, it was done, and I thought like 3 guys had him. So that was one of the more impressive plays that I've seen.
How did Joe know Hufanga do in his first game?
I don't know. I watched the tape. You know, I don't know yet. You know, we'll see. And I know we struggled on D. Just didn't seem like we tackled that well, and we couldn't get him off the field on 3rd down. You know, we didn't get him to punt till the very end. So there's definitely some things that as a whole we struggled with, but just in the team for the team, they stopped when we needed to at the end, and we did enough to win.
All right,
You
appreciate it, guys.
expect to have Kittle and Robbie back next week?
Yes, I'm expecting to. It's not guaranteed, but I'm expecting to and really hoping so too. All right, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.